Good evening. Power likes distance. The Justice Department tells the City Council to step back.
Immigration officers may soon carry shot gloves. Paris Saint-Germain win again.
A coach watches geese to teach formation. These are not the same story, but they share something.
Someone far from the consequences decides what happens to someone close to them.
Manchester United have been praised for their summer transfer business. Former player Nicky Butt says the club's signing of Youri Tielemans is the best deal of the window. United paid £35 million to bring the midfielder from Aston Villa. Butt singled out the Belgians' experience at the highest level. Tielemans has played in both the World Cup and the Champions League. The move comes ahead of the new Premier League season, which kicks off in 2026. Daily Post NG reported this. Ukrainian forces have carried out a major attack on a Russian naval base. President Volodymyr Zelensky says his military struck the Novorossiysk base using drones, missiles and unmanned boats. Zelensky described the operation as part of significant battlefield gains. He said those advances are going exactly as planned. Novorossiysk is one of Russia's key naval facilities on the Black Sea. The attack shows Ukraine continuing to target Russian military infrastructure far from the front lines. The strikes come as fighting continues across eastern and southern Ukraine. Both sides have been trying to gain ground in recent weeks. Independent reported this. The Justice Department has sharply criticized Washington, D.C.'s City Council over the National Guard deployment in the capital. The dispute centers on letters that council members sent to state governors. Those letters requested the removal of National Guard troops from city streets. The Justice Department pushed back hard against those requests on Wednesday. The National Guard has maintained a presence in Washington following their deployment earlier this year. Council members apparently want that presence to end. The clash highlights ongoing tensions over who controls security decisions in the nation's capital. Washington, D.C. has a unique status that complicates questions of local versus federal authority. The Justice Department's strong response suggests the federal government intends to keep troops deployed despite local opposition. The Hill reported this. Tens of thousands of Canadians are demanding that Washington recall its ambassador to their country. An online petition has gathered more than 60,000 signatures so far. It accuses Pete Hoekstra of diplomatic interference in Canadian domestic affairs. Hoekstra is the United States ambassador to Canada. The petition is calling for his expulsion. The dispute highlights growing tensions between the two neighboring countries over what some Canadians see as inappropriate involvement by American officials in their internal politics. BBC World reported this. A tiny measurement error has meant the Supercars champion has been racing at a disadvantage for an entire season. Will Brown won the 2024 title despite his car having an engine airflow restrictor that was 1 mm too small. The undersized part would have reduced his engine's performance throughout the year. Both Supercars and Brown's team, 888 Race Engineering, have now responded to the discovery. The error went undetected across all races. Brown still managed to claim the championship. The revelation raises questions about how dominant he might have been with the correct equipment. ABC Australia reported this.
Will Brown won a championship in a car that was slower than it should have been. The margin was 1 mm. Now to Japan, where Eddie Jones has been studying geese.
Japan's rugby coach has an unusual training technique ahead of his team's second test against Australia. Eddie Jones says he shows his players videos of geese flying in formation to teach them about teamwork. Jones has also selected a student player for the match against the Wallabies. The former England coach is now in charge of Japan's national side. He's known for unconventional methods, and this latest approach suggests he's trying something different to get his team ready for one of rugby's traditional powerhouses. BBC Sport reported this. A student has joined Hong Kong's top scorers for this year's university entrance examinations. Her biology grade was upgraded after she requested a remarking. The Form 6 student is now one of 25 students who achieved the highest results. That's a record-breaking total for the exams. The upgrade came through the official remarking process. It pushed her into the top tier of performers in the Diploma of Secondary Education examinations. SCMP reported this. Paris Saint-Germain have won the UEFA Super Cup. They beat Aston Villa 2-1 in the season's curtain raiser. The match brought together the holders of Europe's two major trophies. PSG won it as Champions League holders. Villa had claimed the UEFA Cup. Luis Enrique's side came out on top, but the margin was narrow. The result extends PSG's dominance across European football. They continue to collect silverware at the highest level. Mirror Football reported this. The internet has changed the way people enjoy entertainment. Smartphones, tablets, and computers now give users easy access to games and sports content from almost anywhere. Digital platforms have made it simpler for fans to follow their favorite teams and players. People can also play games online without needing special equipment or visiting physical locations. The shift affects how audiences in Nigeria and across Africa consume sports and gaming. What once required a television set or a trip to a gaming venue now fits in a pocket. The technology continues to reshape the entertainment industry. Traditional forms of watching and playing are giving way to digital alternatives. OwnGoal Nigeria reported this. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency is planning to buy electric shock gloves. Officers in the field would use them. The purchase has alarmed rights advocates. They have already condemned ICE's actions during the current presidency. The agency has not explained what the gloves would be used for. It has not said how many it plans to buy or when officers might receive them. Daily Maverick reported this.